Boy Nation! This month, throughout all of October, we will be giving you spooky content to tell in the dark. I don't know, I need an ending for that.
That sounds fine to me.
Live from Cool Boys Central.
You're the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
Hold your dicks and rub your tits.
You'll be ice cold.
Here come the Cool Boys.
Just a young boy.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Oh, cool boy.
Greetings, Cool Boy Nation, and welcome to another spooky installment of the Cool Boys podcast. Spooky Halloween boner moments in movies. They're all going to laugh at you. I'm Friday the 13th. I'm Friday the 13th.
wait. You said spooky so many times in that opening statement.
Just twice. There's two spookies.
That's a lot of spookies for one sentence. Why is an Adam Sandler quote in there? They're all gonna laugh at you. Is that Adam Sandler?
That's
Carrie.
It's from Carrie, yeah.
Oh.
That's what the
But yes,
mom
it is
says.
also from an Adam Sandler CD that is amazing. Amazing. It is a great CD. I'm the Ballard Witch Project.
Ooh, and I'm Noli of the Living Dead. Ooh, spookies.
We all got good ones. Well, I mean, Ballard got Blair Witch, but a lot of people think that's good.
I don't think it's good.
I don't
Guys,
either.
cool boy rating on Blair Witch.
1 out of 5 boys.
2.5 out of 5 boys.
I'll give it maybe a half a boy. I think the whole movie's awful. At the end, I got a little scared.
Yeah, the whole movie's awful.
I got a little scared when I found out that the directors couldn't get work after it, despite it being a huge thing. Just as I was entering film school, I was like, Jesus Christ! They made the Blair Witch Project. They made a movie that grossed $200 million or whatever it was, a lot of money off.
It grossed something like 50,000%.
Yeah,
it was insane.
And then the directors were trying to get budgets, and they were just taking meetings. It's like, nah, we don't really want you. And then later, I found out one of the actors, not the tall one, but the fat one. It's Josh and something else, Mike.
Josh.
It's Mike. It was moving furniture 3 years later because he couldn't get acting work, and it's like, yeah, that's fucking scary.
Where are you now, Tyler Perry? Where are you now, Tyler Perry?
I don't know why you're talking about Tyler Perry.
Because he gave the guy from a Cosby Show a job.
Gregory Owens.
Oh, right.
After he was working at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Blair Witch Project starred entirely white people, and there's no there's no camaraderie there, really. Especially not for Mike, because it's just the scariest thing about the Blair Witch Project is the harsh realities of the entertainment industry. Heather Donahue, she did a Subway commercial after this movie, and that was it.
No, she was in something else. I thought
She was on It's Always
movie.
Sunny in Philadelphia for 2 minutes in one episode. I remember from that.
Maybe that's what it was. I remember her being in something. Yeah.
Because here's what happened. Everyone was kind of blown away by the format. I've never seen anything like that before. And oh, it's fucking real. And then when it was kind of oh, this is an all-in act. And when you step back and watch the second time, wow, this movie fucking is shitty. They were okay, people, move along.
I didn't
We've talked about this before,
I didn't feel
right?
like I'd even seen it until the second time I watched it, which was on DVD or VHS at home on a TV, and then I was like, "Oh, this is watchable on a 27-inch TV." On a movie screen, the first time I saw it, all I saw was just motion sickness and pain. That the movie.
We've literally talked about this, right? Haven't we? Because I talked about how I took a 10-year-old to this movie.
No.
What?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't.
We talked about this.
Wait, what did you say?
Who is this guy? You took a 10-year-old to a movie, to an R-rated film?
Yeah, well,
Consensual?
I had permission from his mother, and I was babysitting him. We went and saw
Lead with
Sixth
that.
Sense. I could have sworn. We've talked about this in the past. Maybe it was cut out, but in the end, what it was is his mom wanted me to babysit him, so I babysat this kid for a bit, and she was like, "Take him to a movie. He wants to see Sixth Sense." Oh no, he wants to see Blair Witch, and I said, "That's R." And she said, "Okay, well then take him to Sixth Sense." And I was like, "Okay."
You talked about Sixth Sense. You talked about taking a kid
So
to
I
Sixth
took him to
Sense.
Sixth Sense, and it was scared the fuck out of both of us. And I was like, wow, that was really scary. I can't imagine Blair Witch is scarier than that.
Dude, you take kids to a lot of movies.
So the next week, I was babysitting the kid. Mom was like, just take him to Blair Witch. Took him to Blair Witch. And it was like we both walked out of that. This 10-year-old and myself walked out of Blair Witch, and we're like, the Blair Witch Project. and we're both like, that fucking sucked.
Oh, don't forget that. Very important.
Like the kid realized it sucked too. He
There
thought
is
it
a
was
movie
shit.
called Blair Witch that came out not long ago, Nolan.
There was actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did
so
you
you
not
gotta
even
get
know
right.
And there
about
was
that?
also Blair Witch Book of Secrets or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've been trying to
yeah.
redo the Blair Witch Project for like a long time, and like because the IP is, I guess, popular, but like not really. Like the first one made a bunch of money, the second one made nothing. Then
Yeah,
they redid
it was
it, and
stupid.
that made nothing.
I saw it in theaters once with that kid. It was horrible. The kid thought it was horrible. I eventually saw it again at home with my older brother who wanted to see it, and I simply told him, you know what, go ahead, put it on. I'm gonna go fucking fall asleep. And I went and fell asleep because I didn't give a shit. The movie's horrible.
It's hard to sleep.
Yeah, you know, if you're a 10-year-old,
Oh, dude,
you
I
think
sleep through Schindler's List, man. I can sleep through anything.
Oh, got a fucking another Schindler's List reference. You know, if you're 10 years old and you think a movie sucks, it must really suck because, like, at 10 years old, I thought every movie I saw, especially an R-rated film, was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I was 10, but I think The Good Son was one of the first R-rated films I saw in theaters, and I was blown away. I was like, this is hardcore. And The Good Son is like a fucking hard PG today. But back in the 90s, I guess, it was like hardcore.
Hey, Mark, don't fuck with me.
What a story, Mark.
So what is everyone drinking?
Well, Felk, I'm so glad you asked on this spooky
Nolan, are you
night.
wearing a fucking Big Ern McCracken shirt? That's awesome. Sorry,
Yes,
I didn't
I
mean
am.
to cut you off. That is fucking awesome. Bowling
Yeah.
school. It has his fucking rose in the
Yeah.
ball. I love it.
Yeah, speaking of Big Irma McCracken and Halloween, I'm drinking Roy Mudson's favorite drink, whiskey.
Ooh.
Oh.
Straight up.
Hey, everybody, there's a shit cloud coming. Run for your lives.
Deep cut. Deep cut.
Super deep cut. Speaking of deep cuts, Felk, your chest is exposed right now. What are you drinking?
Yeah, Felk, you
Is
have
it?
way too much chest hair.
He's like feeling now like, do I? What's going on?
I am preempting someone else by saying, with zero preparation other than seeing it at the convenience store, I'm drinking a strawberry margarita, also known as a strawberryta, by Bud Light Corporation, LLC.
Wait, what do you mean before? Like, before me? Before I'm going to say anything about a strawberryta?
Not that maybe I have. What's it when you see the future? Clairvoyance. I can see
clairvoyant?
You're a
I see
clairvoyant.
strawberries and I see Aritas.
Well,
Wait, are you the good precog?
Well, they're none of the other two weren't bad. It's just one was more effective, and it was of course the female, is feminism. In 2000.
I never even thought about feminism in that movie.
Neither have I.
Okay.
are you kidding me? That's all I ever thought when I was
Yeah,
watching
I
my
bet.
report. I was like, this is a fucking man-bashing film. Well, Felk may have been looking into the future Cool Boy Nation because he may be seeing what I was drinking because he's drinking strawberryta. Well, I'm drinking a Golden State cider tonight. That's right. It's October, folks. It's the fall season, and I like to get mighty dry with my hard cider. Listen to that noise of the fucking apples. Oh, orchards.
Are you drinking anything else this evening?
Yeah.
Nope.
Felk's joke doesn't really land if Ballard doesn't really admit what he was drinking.
Oh, my pre-show cocktail
Oh, pre-show
was a
cocktail.
whole bunch of strawberry margarita blended that I made for myself.
You are a man's man.
Yeah.
Blended. We just talked about you not liking blended margaritas, and here you go, making fucking two right before we record.
Two huge ones.
They look,
Huge.
yeah, very huge, very strawberry, as I might say as well.
Fresh strawberries.
I could see the fucking little seeds everywhere.
So yeah, margarita pre-show. That's it. Sorry, not for the actual show. The show is only going to be fall season cider, and I will be doing cider all October.
Okay.
Yes.
It's an October thing to drink. Cider.
Yeah.
Apples
nice.
are basically just small pumpkins.
Yeah, the apples are basically small Octobers.
Yeah. Especially the red ones.
Octobers are basically small nipples.
Absolutely. And nipples are basically small vaginas.
Vaginas are basically small buttholes.
And small buttholes are basically even smaller buttholes.
And smaller buttholes are even smaller dickholes.
And smaller dickholes are even dicks upon dicks.
Upon dicks,
They're in a loop.
upon dicks.
If I break the loop, the universe implodes. Guys, I just have one quick question before our boners get fabulous.
Oh no.
Would you rather Watch Wolfman and the Werewolf have a beautiful lovemaking session while Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing chokes your throat, making sure you jack off to completion in under 10 minutes, in under the 10-minute time constraint. Or fuck the hot, sexy final girl of your dreams at a summer camp known as Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake. Knowing Jason is going to stalk you that summer and every summer for the rest of your life and kill everyone you hold dear or love, including that hot, sexy final girl mentioned earlier. And as a switcheroo this time, it's guaranteed Freddy will forcefully jam a dildo glove in your ass once a year for 30 furious seconds.
Oh no,
Ballard! Now I remember this from last year's Halloween episode. Now I remember this.
That's right,
yes.
Noli. So, Cool Boy Nation, if you've been a long listener, then you would also know that this is a slight spin on our spooky Halloween pre-condom classic last year.
That was a great title. Too bad no one else understands why that's funny.
No, Dorn does.
Pre-condom classic. Well, hold on. I got to reread this thing. The first one was sounding very violent with Hugh Jackman choking my throat.
Better than the second one. The second one, lots of people
Pretty
die.
Who was choking your throat last time?
Nobody was. It was somebody who was stabbing you or slicing your throat.
We've all seen a dog hump a dog, fuck a dog. So watching a wolfman fuck the werewolf wouldn't be that bad.
Was it Freddy and fucking Jason last time, or one of the Dracula?
I'll read.
Hugh
Last
Jackman's
time.
hand is on your throat. That is honestly isn't going to make it harder for me to come. Honestly,
It was Dracula and Frankenstein were having a thunderfuck session while Michael Myers holds a knife to your throat, making sure you jack off to completion, or fuck the fright girl of your dreams. That meant anybody. It wasn't a final girl. Knowing Freddy is going to haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life and possibly kill you, but it's guaranteed Jason will forcefully jam a dildo in your ass once a year for 30 seconds. Furious 30 seconds until you bleed and you don't know when.
Because we have an alternate one, that'll make it easier to comprehend.
I'm so confused. I'll just go with last year's answers. Last year's answer wins. But yeah, this year we got Hugh Jackman holding
Whatever.
my throat.
Oh, Nolan, I actually have the answer for you.
Oh, geez.
The hot, sexy final girl of your dreams at a summer camp known as Crystal Lake. Well, guess what, Noli? There have been a few movies where the final girl has been played by none other than Alexandra Daddario.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
She's been the final girl in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. She's been the final girl in a movie called Bereavement. She's been the final girl in something called I Don't Know What the Fuck in Your Attic. She's been in a couple things. So she could be the final girl of your dreams.
Now I need to reread this. I gotta fuck Alexandra Daddario.
She dies.
She's gonna die, Noli.
At a summer camp, but
die.
knowing Jason is going to stalk me for that summer, I can get away. And every summer for the rest of my life, I'm pretty fast.
You are.
And kill everyone I hold. See, I don't like that he kills everyone. That's
Yep. Everyone
including
you ever
her,
hold dear
including
or love,
Alexandra.
including that hot, sexy final girl you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so I basically get to have sex with her once, and then
No, all summer, because she's gonna die last, because she's your girl.
oh, that could be a pretty good summer.
Could be a great summer.
Could be a great summer.
A lot of people have held on to summers for less.
Everyone you hold dear or love will die.
Yeah, that's not very good. And then on top of that, Freddy once a year just shows up for 30 furious seconds and jams his dildo glove in my ass. That's not very
I
fun.
assume instead of knives, it has dildos at the end of each finger. Which
That's correct.
That just
It
be a
would have been a
dildo in my
knife
ass
glove.
for 30 seconds. That's a dildo in my ass for 30 seconds once a year. I can take that. I do my taxes every year.
It's not a dildo. It's 5 dildos on each finger.
Whatever.
Yeah. See, the first one's just jacking off to essentially gay porn while a dude holds my throat who's very sexy and hot. And that might even get me
Fury
more.
gay porn.
Yeah, you don't say what happens if you fail to do the 10-minute time constraint. You just start over?
Oh, you get choked to death then, I would imagine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I better get it off. Yeah.
10 minutes, I can do it.
But Hugh Jackman is the one choking you. I think anyone can do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like Phil says, people will be impressed by that.
Hugh Jackman choking you while you jack off, that's something millions of people on Earth would pay good money for.
Yeah, and seeing a
Not
wolfman
me.
and a werewolf do it, like no one's seen that. You'd be like the first to see that.
Yeah, you would be.
Pretty fucking impressive, I might say.
Huge deal.
Yeah, is the Wolfman Benicio del Toro Wolfman? Like, which Wolfman is it? The original, Lon Chaney?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
And whatever werewolf you want.
I want the werewolf from American Werewolf in London because it was very visually cool.
No.
Fucking Benicio del Toro's Wolfman.
Yeah, Benicio's is a really hot Wolfman.
Yeah,
Never saw it.
that's okay.
So hot.
It's okay.
Anthony Hopkins is to die for.
He does not take that movie seriously.
Nobody does.
But Emily Blunt, she's looking very blunt.
Oh, she's in there.
Very Emily.
She shows some
Yeah.
side tit
Oh,
good.
side tit.
and ass crack for PG-13. It's pretty good.
Well, I'm going number one, I think, just because Hugh Jackman's involved. But guys, werewolf. Well, what is the sexiest werewolf? I'm trying to think right now. Since Felk said American Werewolf in London, I can't think of who's the sexiest werewolf.
Isn't it the Nazi werewolf babes in that was it Grindhouse trailer with Nick Cage?
Oh, I forgot about those ones.
The one Rob Zombie directed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess it really is no sexy hot werewolf. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, not unless like some sexy porn stars doing it.
I guess a werewolf's just a deformed looking wolf who's just banging fucking Benicio del Toro. That's not really sexy. But you know what? Hugh Jackman sells me on that first one, so we'll go with number one.
I like the idea of starring in my own movie every summer. And if I'm prepared, because I know it's happening every summer, I can get wiser, and get more, firepower. And I would imagine that there would be lots of Final Girls, and Final Girls are always super sexy. So, and Final Girls actually do make it out of a movie, but yet they somehow die in this telling. So it's a sad story, but I get to bang sexy hot Final Girls, and one of them is an Alexandra Daddario version. So that's pretty hot.
Yeah, you win.
You win.
I won. You could have picked it.
Cool Boy Nation, if there is a would you rather you would like us to discuss on a future podcast, please email us at thecoolboyspodcast@gmail.com. Well, cool boys, I don't think you can get a more topical would you rather than that.
See, I got a huge cock.
Time to move on to our cool boys spooky boner moments in sci-fi horror movies.
Woo!
Sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror, my favorite kind of horror.
The setup is this. All three cool boys have entered different fabulous spooky horror-filled moments from movies into our cool boy boner hat. We will then draw a total of 6 moments. This episode at random and talk about all the fabulous boners they give us. Now these scary, hairy boners could have sprouted because of a specific heroic shot. Maybe it was a one-liner? Hail to the king, baby! Perhaps a rack on full display before they are impaled. Needed a big dick, son! Maybe it was just a glorious demon's ass shot walking away from the camera that made your dick rise! The ass has to be walking away or it's gay ass, only straight demon ass here.
That's right.
Now, no one has seen each other's selection, so it'll be a nice little surprise, even for us, every time a new frightful boner moment is drawn. One last thing to mention before we start popping some Halloween boners. Each boner moment drawn will have a discussion limit of 10 minutes, just to be sure we don't get too engorged. And most importantly, no nard rubbing allowed. Okay, cool boys, look out! He's right behind you. Who cares? I'm gay, you're straight. Let's grip them rods, bad guy, and mate. The first boner from the boner hat is coming to us from Baby Boy Ballard. What is the most fabulous Universal movie monster?
Wow, topical. Coming off that would you rather.
And the
Very
answer
topical.
for me, as it is always the correct answer for any question, what is the best car to drive? What is the best beach to go to? What is the best Universal movie monster? My answer is the same. Tom Cruise.
He's not a monster.
He's a Universal movie monster. He's the mummy.
He's the best beach to go to? The Tom Cruise beach?
Yeah.
Where's that at? I want to go.
It's in your it's right here, man. It's in your brain, it's in your heart. Just look into Tom Cruise's eyes and go, I'm at the beach right now. And you're there.
I guess so.
Best car to drive. Tom Cruise.
The Tom Cruise car. Oh. I think Tom Cruise's car would be a Kawasaki motorcycle.
Well, I'll go with the real monster, and I'll just say Dracula.
I said the mummy. as played by Tom Cruise. That's a real Universal movie monster.
He wasn't the mummy.
He's the titular mummy. He's the mummy at the end of the movie. He was the mummy going into the dark universe. He was the mummy.
I don't know what the
He's
fuck
not the
he is at the
mummy.
end of that movie. He's like
He's
a
a
fucking
mummy.
he's a fucking mummy crusader. I don't know if he's the mummy. Is he the mummy?
It's
He has the
Sophia
powers of the
Boutella
mummy.
or whatever is the mummy.
He has the powers of the mummy. He becomes the mummy by the end of the movie. That's what happens. He gets all of her powers.
Do you
Just 'cause
think like in future mummy movies they'd have Tom Cruise wrapped up in like mummy shit? Like, or
I mean, they kind of
even
had
looking
little. He had like little wraps on his hands at the end for no reason, just because to make it clear, like he's the mummy now. He was the mummy moving into the Marvel Cinematic Universal movie monster universe.
Yeah, what do you think his face would have looked like? Would they still like just kept it like Tom Cruisey for like this sequel?
Wait. Tom Cruise was supposed to be the mummy moving forward when they finally did their Avengers film and they all team up. He would have shown up as the mummy.
Yes, he would have represented the mummy of that team. Yes.
What the fuck?
Johnny Depp was the Invisible Man.
Wait, that is
Benicio del
not
Toro
conveyed in
was
that
Frankenstein with Angelina Jolie as Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, they would have joined together to fight a yet
What
uncast
movie was
Dracula.
their Avengers film? This is something we talked about in a previous episode. I'll talk about it now again.
I don't
I think it
care.
was some gay episode we were gay porn episode we watched. We talked about this, but like,
What?
what was their end game? What was the end game of this Universal like dark universe shit?
An Avengers
you know?
style movie where all the monsters from the previous movies team up to fight Dracula.
They should have just remade Monster Squad. Like, honestly, just remake Monster Squad. Monster Squad is that movie, except it's like a movie with kids fighting all those monsters teaming up.
Ballard, that's one movie. They wanted 6 movies in a row every
Well,
year.
yeah, you set them all up, and then their Avengers film, it should have been called a Monster Squad.
God, is it wrong of me to want like that series to happen and like all be on the level of like Tom Cruise as the mummy and just see what they come up with?
Yeah, and then they all end with literally like 6 children beating them. You know, it's like all these movies were the most epic battles ever, and they have like the most harrowing events of all time, and then it ends with their Avengers film is they're thwarted by 6 kids.
And one
under the age of 10.
one elderly man.
Yeah, and one elderly man and one virgin.
Is that what happened at the end of the Mummy? Is that
That's
what
how
happened?
the Monster Squad ends.
Oh yes. Oh no, I don't want that movie. I want the.
I do.
No.
I want Benicio del Toro as Dracula or whatever the fuck it was, and Johnny Depp's Invisible Man and Tom Cruise as the Mummy, all fighting 6 children.
I like that the twist, because there's always that scene at the end where like the plan's working. Oh shit, plan's not working. What's wrong with the plan? We got to come up with a new plan. And like Monster Squads, is that the girl they picked as a slut?
No, she just doesn't count one boy.
Yeah. Oh yes. Well, Hawkeye would still say.
She's a slut.
What would Hawkeye say?
See, I got a huge cock.
Yeah, but they get the little girl, right? And then she starts reading it, and then Dracula walks up to her, grabs the little girl, picks her up, and then asks her, like, give me the amulet, you little bitch.
I know. It's bold.
It's great.
God, that's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
I just showed that
From
movie
the
to my
same
kids for this
team.
Halloween.
Wait, she wasn't a slut. She had sex with one guy. She pretended she was a virgin. You can't call that a slut, Felk. That's just not very 2018.
She's a slut.
Dude, guys, Monster Squad is not 2018. I'll tell you that. It is not a 2018 movie. It is very, quote unquote, as Felk would call it, problematic. It is a I
my
watched
phrase.
it
What are you
I watched
talking
it
about?
literally like 4 days ago with my kids, and it is amazing. Fred Decker directed it great, wrote it great with Shane Black. Unfortunately, The Predator turned out shitty because that was also directed by Shane Black, but written by Shane Black and Fred
Dude,
Decker, the writer/director.
Don't spoil your
of
review of
Squad.
The Predator here at our Halloween fucking
Yeah,
podcast.
go check it out. Cool One Nation, The Predator, great episode.
Yeah, Cool Boy Nation. If you're the astronomically low percentage of people who somehow are both listeners to our podcast and have seen The Predator, which did not gross a lot of money, please listen to the spoiler cast for The Predator, episode 90. Let's say 91. Episode 91.
We take some deep dives.
Yeah, we predatored for you.
Wait, Ballard, you're saying it held up? Monster Squad held up just fine?
It does, but
Yeah.
it's very problematic in 2018.
Oh yeah, the cool.
They say faggot a lot in
Yeah,
it,
they
by the
do.
way. It's really intense. They take photos of a girl naked and then use those photos to blackmail her to working for them.
Yep.
It is
Oh, wow.
it is a lot of issues. There are moments where my wife and I looked at each other multiple times while the kids were watching it and went, oh, shit. And Dracula picking up a little like 8-year-old, 6-year-old girl and going, "Give me the amulet, you little bitch," is real intense. It is exactly what Shane Black and Fred Dekker wanted to get across, though, and it's great. And the movie is great. And the fact that the movie holds no punches, it is an R rating today. You just take that exact same film and try to release it today, it's R rated for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I agree.
And they say fuck, I think, once in it too.
It's basically as graphic and mean spirited as the recent It.
They blow the wolf man or werewolf right up like in pieces, and it's a really graphic, violent like death because it's also followed by a really graphic, violent reattachment.
Nolan, what is your favorite Universal movie monster?
I didn't say mine earlier, or I did, but no one heard it. It was Dracula.
You said Dracula.
You said it many times.
Yeah.
What year's Monster Squad?
What year?
What year is it?
80 something.
I don't know. 86, I think. 88, something like that.
Jeff Stryker's Monster Squad.
See, I got a huge cock.
I'd watch that.
My favorite monster movie would be my favorite monster.
Not monster movie.
Monster.
Universal Monster.
You see, okay.
Monster.
My favorite monster is definitely some sort of werewolf because I love my Michael J. I love
Universal
my
Monster
Teen Wolf.
isn't werewolf.
But it has to be Universal. I know what you're saying.
So,
so Universal. Do I like a Dracula that's made by Universal? I don't think so.
Bela Lugosi.
I don't think I like a Universal Dracula.
Yeah, I like Gary Oldman.
Yeah, that's what I like.
That's American Zoetrope.
What else am I dealing with Universal?
Boris as Frankenstein.
I don't like my Universal Frankenstein.
Gay Luke Evans.
Is that Universal?
Yeah, it's a Universal movie. Dracula
God,
Untold.
You know what? I hate to say this, but
you got Arnold Vosloo.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
As the Mummy.
I think I'm with Felk. I think it's Tom Cruise.
You got Benicio del Toro.
Is he? By the way, color me shocked that I did not realize that the twist at the end of that movie was that he became the Mummy.
What? Read the Wikipedia page description. You want me to read the end of? I'm going to read the end of the Wikipedia page description and find out what happens at the end of the Mummy.
Please do.
Please wait. This is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. All right.
Yeah, listeners, if you don't want to hear the end of the Tom Cruise Mummy, 2017, tune off now for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I'm not really sure. Phil can ramble.
And if you want to know more about us talking about Tom Cruise, listen to the Tom Cruise Top Buns episode, the Tom Cruise Top 5 Tom Cruise Hairs episode, the Mission Impossible spoiler cast for Mission Impossible Fallout, and generally all 20 episodes from the first 20 episodes.
Yeah, we love our Tom Cruise here.
Okay,
and our Hugh Jackman and our Henry Cavill.
So Nick, now infused with Set, that's Sophia Botella, in an uncertain way, will use his powers for good, evil, or something else entirely. Yeah, he gets her powers at the end. Nick harnesses Set's powers to resurrect Ginny. He gets her powers, and he is now fused with her, making him the Mummy.
It's so cool.
The next boner coming to us from Nolan. What is the most fabulous weapon used by a homicidal manic killer? That mean maniac?
Maniac.
Perhaps a homicidal maniac killer with a big ass dick and a super gaping asshole just asking to be rimmed and fucked. What is this?
It's super what? Gaping, rimmed asshole?
Johnny, cue the laugh track.
What is the most fabulous weapon used by a homicidal maniac killer? I think that's it. And then it adds with a big ass dick and a super gaping asshole just asking to be rimmed and fucked. I don't know what that means.
That's the flavor.
I guess. I mean, what? So we got chainsaw.
We got chainsaw.
That's of course Leatherface. We got a machete. That's of course Jason. We got a.
What is that title?
Knife and gloves and the power of dreams. That's Freddy. We got just regular knife. That's Jason Bateman, not Jason Bateman. Norman Bateman.
Norman Bates.
Allegedly.
Christian Bale. Christian Bale uses the axe.
Don't forget Nicole Kidman's clit.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman uses her
Allegedly.
clip in, let's say,
Eyes wide
Invasion.
shut. Eyes wide shut.
Something like a horror
others.
movie.
The Hours.
Invasion. Good
She was in a
call.
horror movie. That one where that's what
Others.
that she's dead and that she's the ghost.
The Others.
The Others. Yeah. It's okay. It's a pretty good movie.
It is. It's great. Actually, they're the ghosts. Yeah, that's a spoiler, by the way. Major spoiler
you
for
just
that
spoiled
movie.
that movie.
Spoilers
for me.
for The Others.
A 10-year-old film.
What is the the weapon they use? I guess Texas Chainsaw. That's the best, really.
Ice
Because
pick.
the adjective.
From,
It's a
Basic
great
Instinct.
adjective. Think about it. The weapon has an adjective. Michael Myers' knife isn't called like big knife, and if it is, you're kind of like, I guess, I'm sorry to say this, a Riri. But
Okay.
I love
What?
that the chainsaw in this film is called the Texas Chainsaw. It's great. Texas Chainsaw. So that's why. I'm gonna go with that just because the Texas
So Michael's knife on Halloween would not be a movie that would sell you.
No, if they called that, because it's all it's called is big knife.
You could say the dildo knife dildo used by Kevin Spacey off screen. Kevin Spacey puts it on Leland Orser and makes him fuck a girl.
What movie is this?
Seven.
Oh, Seven. Yes, Seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a very good.
Give me adjective weapons and I'll vote for them.
What?
Adjectives. I just need adjectives in front of them, I think.
Oh.
I need strong adjectives. So fuck knife. That's strong.
Well, see, the thing I think about the chainsaw is a normal tool that we can all have in our tool shed. You know,
I've got 10.
Yeah,
we all have 10 of those, and we have 10 knives in our drawers. To me, as a baby boy Ballard, it was like this guy with a fucking glove with like spikes on it or knives on it, like that's like slicing your face open. Like,
Oh, Freddy?
yeah, that's just fucking intense.
Yeah, but
Yeah, knives.
he doesn't really use the knives to ever kill anyone. He
No,
uses
it's like an
dream
intimid-
Yes,
powers.
he does.
it's intimidation
The first kill
factor.
in the first movie.
Is that with the knives? Really?
The first kill in the
He
first
shoves him
movie
through
is
the
when
bed,
he kills the
right?
blonde girl. He slices her chest open, right? And then he fucking like she spills blood everywhere. Then he pushes her all over the fucking walls until he like eventually just cuts her open. Yeah,
Freddy's horrible.
Freddy is horrible. The
What
first
a-
kill
what a
is pretty
horrible human
nasty.
being. But yeah, I still think like his glove is just like the
Yeah,
iconic
brutal.
Halloween fucking weapon, iconic
is.
scary monster weapon on Halloween to me.
He has the power to reach into people's dreams. Why does he need like a bunch of knives on
I
his
thought
hand?
the glove was tied to the human corporeal version of Freddy. I thought that, and that's just why it transferred over to his spiritual self.
Too
I'm not
complicated.
familiar enough with
He's
Freddy
too
movies.
complicated. He's too complicated.
Freddy is way too complicated at times, and that's why people only state that Dream Warriors, the third film, is the only good version of the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
I'm sorry.
Not even the first one. The first one's not even canon anymore.
The first one's canon, I think, but I mean, I think that people just generally think the third one's the best.
Oh, someone's clicking on something. Someone's googling.
What is that? Is that the fourth Cool Boy?
7 iconic horror movie weapons.
Oh, he has to Google.
No,
to
this is
see
the
if
nail
I'm-
gun from the Nail Gun Massacre.
I think.
Oh yeah, that one. The nail gun also appears in Lethal Weapon 2.
yeah, that's
Oh
true.
yeah, it does. Oh, it's not a horror movie though.
But we're
I
talking
guess
about the weapon.
It's a big knife in Scream.
The hook hand from Candyman.
No.
The hook hand from Candyman. That movie's about gentrification.
Oh, what about the fucking fish hook from I Know What You Did Last Summer and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which is not grammatically correct.
I still know you did
yeah,
the summer
and
before
yeah,
last.
and it's still like not good films, but that is a cool looking weapon. Yeah, the fish hook for sure.
The nice fish hook.
Does Saw count? I mean, like with Saw's weird because it's like
Traps?
every single one of his contraptions would have to be a separate.
We'll say
weapon.
we'll say the definitive Saw weapon though is the hacksaw, which is used in Saw 1.
Right, I guess. Yeah. It's
But
what
that's
takes
just like a
off his
chainsaw.
leg.
We got 10 of those in our shed. Don't
yeah,
care.
all right,
about
I
it.
got mine.
10 of them.
Yeah, it's got to be a chainsaw attached to what? A severed hand.
Oh, Ash.
Yeah.
He's not a homicidal maniac though. He doesn't count. He's a good guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
take
kinda,
it away.
All right.
That's
No,
true.
take it
That's
away,
true.
Phil. Doesn't count. He's a good guy.
He's
Yeah,
usually
he's a good
against
guy.
the villains.
He's not a bad guy at all.
Okay.
I said homicidal maniacs with a big ass dick and a gaping asshole that could be rimmed and later fucked.
Then I'm gonna go with Candyman's hook.
I don't know. That screams Leatherface to me.
Yeah. Is
Big,
Leatherface?
sweaty, fat guy.
Do you think Leatherface is a big dick? That's I guess the big question here.
Oh, dude, the hugest. And his asshole is super rimmed. It's like prepared.
Yeah, Phil, does Candyman have a big asshole, nice and wet, nice and ready for rimmies and fucking?
Tony Todd. So yeah, probably.
Oh, Tony Todd. Is that fucking the guy from Friday?
No.
Wait, who's
no.
Tony Todd?
No, he's the guy from The Rock.
Yeah, he is.
I want my fucking money.
Oh,
He's one of the. He's one of the.
Well, he looks like the guy
Marines
from
that's the
Friday.
bad
Yeah,
guy.
he looks like the same
I'm
guy.
actually
They're
gonna
the same actor.
Maybe I'll go with. Well, no, that doesn't work either. I'm gonna say it anyways. I was gonna say a VHS tape from The Ring, which technically is used by the ghost of a little girl, so not entirely
7
accurate.
days. 7 days.
Oh, the VHS tape is their weapon. I think we're
Oh
forgetting some
no,
weapons
guys!
here.
I hope nobody gets a phone call after just having seen or talked about it, because that is scary. Oh, The Ring!
47 years.
Oh shit, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
I was considering just doing the original suggestion, or maybe it was Nolan's suggestion. I forget who even suggested this, of what is the most fabulous movie monster to jack off to. But then I started thinking about how that's too easy. So I started thinking that then I came up with my answer, and I worked backwards. What is the most fabulous horror movie monster that is not human that you'd like to have sex with? I don't want to hear now. I said not human, and I don't want to hear no vampire or demon that looks human. Gotta not look like a human. Can't just pick no Monica Bellucci.
Okay,
and
whoa,
Bram
whoa,
Stoker's
whoa,
Dracula.
whoa. So you're saying Jennifer's body's
No,
out?
Out. That's just fucking Megan Fox. You gotta get
Damn
weird
it.
with it.
God damn it.
So I'll go first, so you understand why I'm doing this. Because the only movie that's ever given me
Son of a bitch.
weird horror movie, I don't know if I have a boner, but I guess I got a boner, was the movie starring Adrian Brody
Shit.
called Spliss,
Shit.
also known as Splice.
Splice
has
Spliss.
a definitely not human chick, shaved head, 3 joints in the legs, tail, wings, but she's got tits.
She was hot. No, she barely had tits, folks. Barely. Come on.
Yeah, but it was still enough.
No.
And I felt that way in other movies too.
Never seen this movie.
I've felt that way in other movies too. About like Avatar definitely made me want to fuck one of them.
Doesn't count
Nobbies.
though, right?
But Avatar's not a horror movie. Splice is a horror
Yeah,
movie.
it
That's
doesn't
my
count.
pick.
Yep. Yeah.
Does Species count?
No.
Okay.
Species
is
counts
what
at
I was
the
gonna
end.
say.
At the end.
Yeah, I would fuck the version of her that's an alien that's not Natasha Henstridge.
Yeah.
The makeup Stan Winston version. I would fuck that.
It was pretty hot. That had tits.
I'd
That
rather
had
fuck
boobs.
the Splice chick.
What? The Species chick had boobs though, and a vagina. Like, who knows what that Splice thing had?
Dude, her nipples had tentacles that came out of them.
Yeah, I'm still saying the monster creature.
I need to look at this monster from Splice. Splice?
Just look up Splice. Just look
Dren.
up the poster. She's on the poster, and she's practically naked on most versions of the poster.
Yeah, but it's just
she's
weird
kinda-
enough.
Oh, she's kind of creepy looking. But Felk, I can see what you're talking about.
Her eyes are really far apart, but not so much that it's awkward that you would fucking it would be fun.
The whole movie is about her sexualness too. It's like a big thing.
Well, yeah, not really. It's more about her growth and in general, as with human beings and any creature, there is a maturity prospect that comes in with growth, and hers was, pushed onto Adrian Brody, and she tries to fuck her father figure.
And then something else happens in the movie that's even weirder.
Yes, we don't need to spoil every movie.
Is this actress in makeup or CGI? CGI face?
Yeah, you can look her up for real. Delphine something.
So they widened her eyes. I mean, it looks too human for me. So this is kind of throwing me off, Felk, that you say like human, non-human. This clearly looks like a human to me. Just has a tail.
No, it's far enough away. I mean, yeah, I just don't want you to be, straight up.
I gotcha.
typing.
You want to say fucking what's her name? Megan Fox, like Ballard was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's other ones that are weird too. I'm gonna give them to you, but I've already Googled.
Xenomorphs, predators.
That does not look fun to fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck one of those either.
Fuck a predator's mouth all day.
There's definitely like the demon. What are they called? Deadites chicks from the Ash series, The Evil Dead, especially Evil Dead 2.
But you're getting into that area where it's like, okay, well then what about all the vampiresses of all vampiresses ever?
Unless the vampires are really, really make-upped. Like I like you can't just fuck Selma Hayek, but you can fuck Selma Hayek once she turns monster.
That was a sexy monster, though.
Body's
Yeah,
still
fuck that
there.
monster.
Body's still there.
That's who I'm fucking.
Okay.
That's who I'm fucking.
That's my jam.
Yeah.
I like that. That's my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Because when she turned, I'm there. I don't care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Every day.
All right. The next boner. Coming from Ballard. What is the most fabulous, scariest film you saw as a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it, Noli?
It's simple and it's pure.
Oh my god, love it even more already.
The Exorcist.
Wow. That would be creepy as fuck to see as a kid.
No.
Oh yeah, scarred me for weeks.
What was the most imprinting moment? What do you remember the most?
There's obviously the head turn. There's the vomiting. There's the jamming of the crucifix into her vagina.
Oh, dude, that's really hardcore shit when
Yeah.
she's just shoving it in there real fast.
Yeah, it was just the way she looked, man. The way
Get
she
away
talked.
with that.
I don't know how they got away with that. That was like they wouldn't even do that
It
in the
was
movie
70s.
today. They
Yeah,
would
I
not
guess.
do that today.
The 70s were weird.
If they did that
70s
right now
was
today, like that movie might be rated X,
Yeah, that's true.
NC-17,
Yeah.
It's a great film. I forget what year that was, 77?
70 something. No, it's before. I think it's 74, 71.
It's great. It really is an amazing movie.
Yeah, but
I
that
love it.
her voice and her face were just like lasting imprints on my brain every night before I went to bed. Like that was just hard to go to sleep to.
See, I never found The Exorcist scary. Just leave.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Oli, what age did you see it? Or roughly what
I
age?
probably watched it around 11.
Alien.
That's early enough for that film. Yeah, that I would say that would freak the fuck out of me.
Alien is scary because they're on a spaceship. They can't escape. That's the whole plot of the movie. Night of the Living Dead is scary because you're in a house and zombies are surrounding you. You can't get out. It's fucking scary. Exorcist, just go out the front door, walk the fuck away, and say, "Not my problem, lady."
Yeah, no, yeah, but the movie forced you to keep going back in that room. Of course, yeah, me personally, I'd leave and be like, nope, out of here.
Yeah, not gonna be a priest no more. Done.
Back to fucking boys.
What?
Felk, how about you?
I
Do you remember
saw-
your first scary movie?
Oh yeah, I saw way too early. I saw the film The Silence of the Lambs, and every single other horror movie that I'd seen before that. I think I'd seen Alien at that point. I mean, I saw it in theaters, and most of my face was covered in the majority of the time. But then I was like, I couldn't see it because Mom's hand's face on my face.
Mom's hand
And
face.
so I saw it. Yeah, Mom's hand was on my face. So I get to watch it on VHS. Best way to watch a movie. To see what I had missed. And yeah, every other horror movie out there had been dissuaded with the, you see Night of the Living Dead. Don't worry, zombies aren't real. Don't worry, vampires aren't real. They can't get you. Don't worry, ghosts aren't real. And don't tell the people at your Catholic school, but Jesus and God aren't real probably either. But ghosts definitely aren't real. So don't be scared of ghosts. And then I later found out, watched The Silence of the Lambs, and yeah, all that's real. There's really people who kidnap women and put them down wells. There's really people who kill people because that's what they want to do. Nothing in that movie doesn't exist in the real world you're living in right now. And that terrified me more than any other movie I'd ever seen.
Yeah, good call. Absolutely terrifying.
My first scary movie I saw in 1989, Pet Cemetery.
No. I'd seen that. I had
And-
seen that before Silence of the Lambs, and that was another thing. Like, cemeteries that
That
bring
fucked
people
me
back
up.
to life aren't real. No, that movie is fucking disturbing.
That was the first scariest film I saw that fucked me up. And there's two things about it that really fucked me up the
Zelda's
most.
got to be one of them.
I would say when Gage, the little boy, stabs the old dude in the fucking. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he stabs the old dude by slicing his Achilles tendon underneath the bed.
Yep.
oh,
That
yeah.
was so visceral to me and so real to me that for the rest of my life, I thought to myself, there could be somebody underneath my bed just that all they want to do is slice my ankle and cut my Achilles tendon. And that fucked me up. Like, but then I got to the end of the film when the father takes the wife and throws her into the pet cemetery to bring her back, and she, spoiler alert, comes back to life. And she comes to the kitchen. She grabs a knife and she swings it at his waist, his torso, and I just jumped right then, and I jumped over the couch and I just hid behind the couch. I couldn't finish the film, and my brother starts laughing at me.
That's the end of the movie.
And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? He's like, I'm laughing at you, dickhead. And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? And he goes, because the movie just ended. And I was like, really? And I was like, yeah. So he plays it back, and it's like right before the knife hits the father, the dad, the husband. The movie cuts to black, and that's when I missed
the
it.
Ramones kick in with that, like, I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I'd rather be buried in a human cemetery.
And just because, for honorable mention's sake and for point of reference, my second scariest earliest moment was Evil Dead. I saw that as a child as well.
The first
mainly
one?
because the first one. Because
that's a horrible film to watch.
My brother constantly got films that said like I forget what they said on Blockbuster, but it was like NC-17 or something to that effect.
Evil Dead 1's almost impossible to watch though.
I watched it because it was NC-17, and it said on the back of the Blockbuster case or the warehouse case, whatever the fuck it was, it said like NC-17, and to myself I was like, oh my god, titties, 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 titties. Every time I saw NC-17 or X-rated or whatever the fuck it was, I thought titties. Of course. So I Raw, or not Raw, Delirious, Eddie Murphy's Delirious, said NC-17. I fucking threw that comedy on. It's a stand-up. I threw it on thinking there was going to be titties. I fast-forward through the whole damn thing. It's this black guy walking back and forth on stage, and I'm like, where are the titties? Where are the titties? Anyway, same thing happened with Evil Dead. I thought it was titties. I got some titties. I got some titties. I got some tree rape. And then I got the worst thing I ever saw, which was, sorry to anyone who's ever been tree raped, but the worst thing I ever saw was when the fucking woman who is tree raped and is completely, whatever. I guess she's, what do you call it? I'm losing the word.
I don't know. I don't know of any synonyms for tree rape.
Not tree rape. When you're possessed, when she's possessed by the demon, she stabs one of the people in the cabin with a fucking pencil in the ankle. Holy shit, that thing was visceral to me. And,
So
and for me,
You hate stabbing foot stuff in the legs is your Achilles heel.
Woo! That was something that got to me. Yeah, that. Achilles. Me and Ben, Brad Pitt.
Is it an Achilles?
Yeah, how do you feel about Brad Pitt? It's Achilles heel.
I was really sad when I watched that scene because I kept thinking to myself,
Not Achilles.
Brad,
Achilles.
don't let him get your Achilles.
Achilles.
Yeah.
Achilles.
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 Not
Achilles. Achilles.
It's Achilles.
Achilles.
No, you're
Achilles.
going back and forth.
Achilles.
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 Achilles. How does Brad Pitt say it in Troy? Say it, Brad.
Achilles.
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 I'm here for Troy. I never actually watched that movie.
Troy?
Yeah.
What? How's that possible?
Didn't look good.
You never saw Troy?
Well, you're missing
Never
out on
saw
something.
Troy.
That's,
See the
that's
director's cut.
That's insane to me. No, the regular movie's a 3 out of 5.
I've made it. This
Director's
far. I
cut
think I'm
is
fine.
6 out of 5.
Ballard says 6 out of 5. Okay.
Is there no one else?
What is the most fabulous cast from a horror or sci-fi film to have a consensual orgy with? This comes to us from Nolan.
I don't know any movies like that.
Seriously?
What? And it's consensual.
Yeah, I don't know why you
Come
had to
on.
put that in there. Orgies are usually consensual. Otherwise, they're not called orgies. They're called gang rapes.
Just making sure everyone knows that we promote consensual sexual relationships.
And like cast, you got some fucking like movies that just star like models who get killed one after another. There's
I don't know a single movie that's a horror movie where there is a consensual orgy in it.
No. Which cast would you like to have a consensual orgy with? So you're Alexander Daddario.
I was like,
You
I'm like,
can
I
have
don't know
Alexander
these
Daddario,
movies.
You can have Jessica Biel and a bunch of
I
other
don't know
hot
these
bitches,
movies.
chicks, women.
Wait, but it has to be one whole cast.
There's so many hot girls in Jason X.
Scream, the first Scream.
Oh, that's a good cast to do it to, man.
Courtney Cox in her youth.
Oh, God.
Drew Barrymore in her youth. Neve Campbell in her youth. Rose McGowan in her youth.
You might want to be careful with the consensual orgy. You might want to get a legally binding document there.
Yeah, we'll have a document with Rose for sure. Not suggesting anything, Rose.
You didn't mention even fucking Skeet in his prime. Matthew Lillard in his prime.
You have to fuck Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy in his prime.
His prime.
Oh, and what's his name? The guy, stupid guy.
Oh, you know what? I'm doing the
Stupid guy.
off-brand. I'm doing the
Arquette.
off-brand scream.
David Arquette.
The not self-aware scream. I know what you did last summer. It means I get to fuck Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, yes, in their primes. That's
Their
it.
prime. That's a pretty
That's
good one.
it. That's it. Yes, the first one. Oh, God, that's a great one. That's a great cast. Fuck. And Freddie Prinze Jr. and who else? Who's the other guy?
No. Does Scary Movie count?
Oh, Ryan
it's a comedy.
Phillippe. Oh, God. I know what you did last summer wins hands down. Because Jennifer Love Hewitt in her prime, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's good.
I knew you last
That's
summer
it.
is my answer.
That's my answer too.
And I'd have the hook hand guy, and I could do sex stuff with it. I just rub Freddie
Prinze
smooth it
Jr.'s
down
there.
so it's not sharp anymore.
Ryan Felipe's there.
Ryan Felipe is the other
Phillippe.
guy. That's right.
Yes,
Felipe?
yes,
Is
yes.
it Ryan
I
Felipe or
mentioned that.
Felipe?
No one
Felipe.
heard me. But
Ryan
yeah,
Phillippe.
that's a hot
I don't know.
fucking sex session, guys. That is hot.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
There you go.
That in the 90s, I think that's lights out. Unless you got one in the 80s, it's better.
And you know what? Let's face it. Cruel Intentions is not a far leap, so Selma Blair might show up.
And Reese Witherspoon, I'm not down with that.
I'd fuck Reese Witherspoon from that movie.
I'd fuck Reese Witherspoon from back then.
Yeah.
I don't know. She always looks like a porcelain doll to me. It's kind of strange looking.
I like Reese.
Fuck me. Oh, I was gonna say Mia Kirshner, but Mia Kirshner just plays that character in another teen movie. She's not actually in the movie.
Oh my God! Speaking of hot women, I was looking at this photo online. It was
Man.
Minka
Oh,
Kelly.
God.
It was Minka Kelly, and Minka Kelly's hot. Yes.
Yes,
Who's
correct.
this? Oh, is that a girl from like 2001?
No, she's still around. She's in stuff.
She was
Titans. I think.
08.
Anyways,
she was around.
guys,
for a
the
little while.
point is this: Minka Kelly is hot, and she's standing in this photo next to Alexandra Daddario.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a comment, a few comments down on this photo that says, "Anyone, note to any girl standing next to Alexandra Daddario, and you just look ugly." Because Minka Kelly is gorgeous, but next to Alexandra Daddario, she did not look anywhere near as hot as
I
Alexandra
think Minka Kelly's
Daddario.
actually much hotter than Alessandra Daddario.
Well, Minka Kelly has to be like 40 years old now, right?
No, I don't think so. She's probably like what, 35, 36?
She's 38 currently.
I said 40. You know, Minka Kelly is actually very attractive, but you know what? I think Alexandra Daddario is far more attractive.
Well, but you're passing up the opportunity to fuck her in your own boner.
I don't know who else is in that cast. Who else is in that cast? Tell me who's in that cast. Who's in that cast? Who's in that cast, Ballard?
Texas Chainsaw?
There's probably at least one other hot girl.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw had, I think, 2 other hot girls, I think.
What's the one that has Jessica Biel and Diora Baird?
Oh, that's Texas Chainsaw the Massacre: A New Beginning. Oh, no, the first one. No, I think
They're not in the
Diora
same
Baird
one.
is
They're not
part
in the
of
same
a
one.
different
Oh,
one.
they're not the
Diora
same
Baird
one.
is with Emmanuel Chikri, and Jessica Biel's part of the remake. And Diora Baird and Emmanuel Chikri are part of the beginning, the one that takes place
Is that how
before
that's
that one.
pronounced?
I don't know.
I think
her
it's
name is
Sharik.
pronounced. Sharik, whatever.
Well, guys, the cast of House of Wax, the remake, is a pretty hot cast too.
Paris
You have,
Paris Hilton's in that. No,
you have Paris
Hilton's in that.
Hilton and Alicia
No.
Cuthbert. Alicia Cuthbert, though, in her prime.
She
Yeah.
was about two years past her prime, but still good.
If I'm sacrificing everything for just Alicia Cuthbert in her prime, I would rather just hook up in a movie with Alexandra Daddario in
That's
it.
true. That's
Season
true.
2.
That's
Or
true.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Season 2. Kim's caught in the bear trap or cougar trap. That was prime.
That episode of 24 is so bad.
No, it's horrible. What is the most fabulous male movie monster that you would have to select to give a rim job to?
See, I got a huge cock.
What a story, Mark.
You look at Freddy's ass. You look at Jason's ass. You look at Chucky's ass. He's just a doll. He's little. Maybe Leprechaun, played by Warwick Davis, I think. You
Was
lick
this the
his
final
ass.
boner? Was this the final boner?
This is my boner.
I want to see what a gremlin's asshole's like. I'm licking
You look at
that.
the Gremlins. That's good. That's a very good
I bet.
one.
You know what? The problem is the Gremlin films, they PG it up too much. Because I think a real Gremlin's asshole looks a lot like a bamboo asshole. Not bamboo. Bamboo. Baboon.
I'm gonna lick
Yeah,
Warwick
baboon.
Davis's leprechaun ass.
That looks probably really wrinkly.
Yeah, that
gotta
looks
be
heinous.
male.
He looks like he shits and doesn't wipe. That's for sure. That's canon.
Tom's the mummy, but he's not really the villain, so you can't lick Tom's ass. You can lick Benicio del Toro's.
Oh, all of a sudden.
You can lick Benicio.
No. You can lick Tom's ass. Male movie monster is your stipulation.
Parenthetical. That's not played by Tom Cruise or Benicio del Toro.
Gee whiz.
Wolfman's ass.
I got it. Kevin Bacon's asshole in Hollow Man. I don't have to look at it. I can just start tonguing something. I
that's
can
nice.
feel the
That
friction,
shit's pretty
and
good.
then I guess
That's
what? I
perfect.
never know what I tongued. It could be hairy, it could be shitty. I don't know. And
Well, you
unless
taste
I
the
taste
shit.
iron and put my tongue too deep in and touch something sharp, as Felix has pointed out in the past, then I know I didn't touch shit with my tongue,
Or you just taste it.
or I just tasted
You lick the Babadook's ass.
the Babadook.
I hate the Babadook. I hate the Babadook.
I wouldn't mind licking a xenomorph's ass, and I wouldn't mind licking a predator's ass.
Predator is a great slasher film. In some ways, it absolutely functions 100% like a slasher horror movie.
Except there's no tits.
No, there are no tits,
Well,
but
actually,
you do have
there are
a
man
group
tits
of people
and they're
established.
Very wonderful man tits.
Yeah, you do get man tits. You do get a group that's very well established, and they get through 2/3 of the film before they all start, or a half of the film before they start getting picked off, right? I mean, that's a big part of slashers, like where you kind of you get the haunting, the following, the stalking. That's a big part of it.
Oh, yeah, the haunting, the following, the stalking, the fucking.
The fucking, yes.
Hot and stock, hot and stock.
Hot and stock. Hot
skinny.
and
It's hard to
stock.
say, actually.
So I have a gremlin.
Dylan!
Ballard asks Kevin Bacon. Phil, what was your answer?
Leprechaun.
Can you
Dylan-
lick Dylan's
Dylan.
asshole?
Dylan.
You son of a bitch. What's the matter? CIA been making you push too many pencils? Take it easy on yourself, Touch. Okay. Never knew when to quit, huh?
Yeah, you guys, your reenactment's too good. Okay.
Well, we better stop talking about all these spooky Halloween boner moments in movies. I'm surely not going to be able to get some sweet shut-eye tonight. I am so frightened.
Oh,
Terror-stricken, with engorged fear thrusting its way through my strong, muscle American body in times like these. I need to have my coolest boys, Lance and Zane,
oh shit.
hanging with me in the cool zone, warming me up by holding me with their firm, throbby arms. They are so large and cut that I am always They are so large and cut that I always overindulge in our sweet CBAs together. That's cool boy antics. Both their strong, rugged hands always tell me that they are here to play. But at the same time, they caution, back away, spooky ghosts. This full-grown fuckboy has now all grows up into this fuck man. And he is all ours tonight. Be sure to tune in next week for more spooky Halloween dicks in our ass. Cool Boy Nation, tell us what you think about this episode. Spooky Halloween boner moments in movies. Also, if you have any questions or any more insight on our spooky boners, then let us know by emailing us at thecoolboyspodcast at gmail.com. New episodes come out every Tuesday. Be sure to like and subscribe to The Cool Boys. Also, review us on iTunes where we have a 5-star rating. Also, donate to us on Patreon. It only costs $1, and you'll receive special access to content too hot to air. You can find The Cool Boys on Patreon at patreon.com/coolboyspodcast. Also, please check out our great... A lot of awesome. Also, please check out our other great Cool Boy Central content with Batman and Beyond the Cool Boys podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Patreon. Thank you for listening. Stay spooky, Cool Boy Nation. Until next time, it's Byzies from Friday the 13th. Felk.
That's Byzies from the Ballard Witch Project.
And that's Byzies from Noli of the Living Dead. Ooh, spookies, guys, spookies. Well, yeah, guys. I guess we'll see you next week when we talk about more spooky stuff.
So much more spooky stuff. I guess next week is going to be even scarier and more spooky than this week.
Yes.
And gayer.
You are outstanding American boy.
You have excelled in all things.
I pump while I dump. Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
This episode of the Cool Boys Podcast was brought to you by...
All right, cool boys. Before we get to the next boner, I just want to share with you all my cookie. It's a pumpkin cookie.
Ooh.
Cookie is also a euphemism for vagina.
We're all eating cookies.
Oh, you got a cookie too. Felk, where's your cookie?
I don't have a cookie. I'm a man. I don't keep cookies in my apartment because I'm not fucking.
I wish you did.
Yeah, no. Actually, I do have Oreo cookies, I guess. All right, bitches. All right.
Happy Halloween, Cool Boy Nation. Happy Halloween.